And well, we're live now, so I guess no one can stop us. No one can stop us.
I guess we're doing it. I guess it's happening. All right. You ready to roll here?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, buddy. All right. Yo, it is another edition of the IO's podcast. I was about to say, if you missed the pre-intro banter, you had to. It was before we started recording, so no one heard it except me and Jack. If you just came on during the run, welcome. We're so happy to have new listeners. It really does mean the world to us. This is going to be a very different show than if you're an old school High Hopes listener, how you doing? We're back. This is what we do. How you doing, buddy? What's going on, pal? What I got here?
Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I care.
I'm not broken inside at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, no, I feel like that's been the last, I don't know, week-ish. It's
Are you okay? Let's start there. Let's start where I think everyone needs. Are you okay? That's what I just want to start right there. Very simple.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
So, it's a loaded question, obviously.
They don't get much less loaded, but yes, go ahead.
No, so the short answer is no. I just if I could explain this to you, if I could explain this to our listeners, everything in my life right now is essentially just putting on a face and attempting to laugh my way through the pain.
Sad clown. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, my whole life has been sad clown, but even more recently.
I went dark way quicker than I expected it to.
Well, buddy, this is the first time we've talked since Game 7. And I don't know about you. Didn't have a great time talking about Game 7. And I hate everything right now. I really do. There are little, things that give me joy, Walker's first Halloween.
Halloween was great. So I had a great night. It was adorable.
We had that tonight, and and even the kids annoyed me because, of course, it's can I have more than one? Sure. Okay, then just grab the handful. You know what I mean? Relax.
So Zoe was really big on just taking one. They would offer her more, and she's like, "No, I'm only supposed to take one." I was like,
Good.
Well done. Good work.
I would say that's dynamite parenting.
I was really impressed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So, the Eagles looked great on Sunday. Do not care about the defense ever.
I did not even expect Eagles to be said on this podcast.
Well, no, I do want to express.
You're trying.
Well, what I want to express is this: is that I've pretty much put my hopes and dreams on the Eagles winning the Super Bowl this year. So you will hear no more negativity from me on the football team. I don't care anymore. I don't.
You are broken.
No, they're totally broken. I got nothing left.
Yeah,
you will not find a bigger Eagles fan than me for the next 6 months, 4 months.
There's nothing you could have said that would have made me more concerned about your mental health than that. That's if you had said this exact phrase, "I'm dead inside," that would have been less impactful to me than you saying, "Go Birds," essentially. So, yeah. Well,
the good part is that if I said I was dead inside, then you wouldn't be that concerned about me.
No, it's what I was expecting, honestly.
It would just be
it's way more than I was expecting. Yeah.
No, I've thought about this a lot because I knew the first thing you would say is "How you doing?" So I'm just laying out exactly how I'm doing. The Eagles mean so much to me right now.
What is going on right now?
They do. No, the Eagles mean.
I can't tell if this is just pure bit or if you're serious.
There's no bit. There's no bit.
What's happening?
I need someone to win a freaking championship. I am so what happened in Game 6 and 7 is one of the top 5 worst sports things that ever happened to me in my entire life, and I'm so sick and tired of being close but no cigar Like, I just want the cigar. Like, I need the cigar. And I think the Eagles are my best chance of that. So,
wow.
like, I bits aside, no more bits. Wow. It's time to get down to business.
I'm very concerned about you right
now. Dude, I don't think so. Like, if we could just break down this podcast from a whole, we can't go a week without recording ever again after they lose game 6 and 7, because like all I've been doing is cooped up inside, is like attempting to smile when people tell me like dude, so many people said, "Oh, well, how you doing? It's like awful, man, awful. I'll make a cute little joke if that's what you want me to do. If you want me to be a clown, I'll be a clown. But like, I shut up. Leave me alone. I want everyone to leave me alone. You don't care as much as I care. And I know that sounds gatekeepy, but I promise you don't care as much as I care. Please leave me alone. Please let me go on with my life. Please let me just enjoy something again. Let me feel something again. Go Birds.
Wow. So the answer to how you doing, way worse than I thought.
Thank you.
Way worse.
That was the goal. Yeah, that was the goal.
You just went go Birds on me. I mean, welcome. Nice to have you. It's good. The Eagles are a winning team. Nice to see. I honestly, I'm like kind of like flummoxed. I don't even know how to respond to that. This is not what I was expecting at all.
I was handing out candy tonight, and the guy goes like, he's like, he walks up with him and his kid. Very nice. No issues at all. But then he goes, he's a Phillies fan. It's like, buddy, you don't know me, okay? Like, it's not just being a Phillies fan. It's not. I promise you, I watched about 200 Phillies games this year if you want to combine postseason, spring training, regular season. Like, it's a problem. It is currently what I'm dealing with, yes.
Yeah, so I saw my, I guess he'd be like 72, 73 range father-in-law.
I thought I was going to say your brother.
No, a good one. Yeah, nailed it. You're still on point. You're still you. So going out for Halloween, went to my mom's and went trick-or-treat. It was freaking awesome. It was always adorable. I had the best time. We stopped at my father-in-law's on the way out there. He lives near there, and we're talking about the Phillies. He's a huge Phillies fan. Like, he's a baseball guy, like a freaking sabermetrics nerd baseball guy. Like, loves numbers, loves the whole thing. And he is a very stoic guy. Like, he is not someone who really lets you know how he's feeling. He said to me, and I quote, "This is the worst loss of my life."
Awesome.
He said that to me.
Good.
Dude. I was like, he was 13 and 64. He's like, yeah, that was really tough. I was 13. He's like, this is worse. And
Good.
I'm like,
great.
Dude, terrific. He's talking about 77. He's talking about Black Friday. He's talking about 64. He's like,
Black
you know
Monday.
what?
Yes.
Black Monday. Excuse me. Thank you. He's like, you know what? He's like, this is worse. This is worse. He said it was worse, Jack. So yeah, I think we're all kind of there right now. Yeah.
Good. No, this is
being like we were up 2-0 and then 3-2 at home, and I'm like,
yeah.
Thanks, Len. I know.
Yeah. So, first off, shout out to Len. Would like that.
To Len. Yes.
Like,
Cheers for you, Len.
Yeah. Again, if you're looking for a podcast where we were over it, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. If you were trying to get your like spirits lifted.
No interest. You know what I need this podcast, because I want this podcast to just punch me down, further and further, because I haven't, like, I swear to you, James, like, you are much better. This is a credit to you. You are much better at just letting it all out, right? Like, you'll let it out.
Yes,
you'll let
you don't need to wonder where I'm at or know how I'm feeling. I'm gonna let you know. Yeah,
right. No problem letting it out.
Yeah.
You are emotional, sometimes overly emotional, and you will tell
many times. Yes, so many times.
Yeah. Me, a little different. I keep everything inside, until it bursts. Well, it's Halloween. I've been handing out candy for 2 hours. I've been not talking specifically about the Phillies because I don't want to talk about the Phillies. Ever since
I was like, when we started at the bottom, like, I got nothing I want to say about this team right
I
now.
got a lot.
I
have a lot that I need to get off my chest. And I think the main thing that the message, I guess, if I could, that I would like to send is that for the rest of my life,
oh God.
and as I raise Walker and my future children, and as I attempt to move on from this, and as you know, I evolve as a human being, I will need it explained to me like a freaking toddler as to how you win a game 6-1 on the road in game 5 and then just fold in game 6 and 7 at home against an 84-win baseball team who had no business even being on the same field as you. I don't know how. I know a lot about baseball. I know how baseball works. I know what works, what doesn't work, who matters, who doesn't. I, for the life of me, will never, ever, ever be able to get over completely folding in game 6 and 7. It is dumbfounding. It is dumbfounding to the 10th degree how this baseball team, which now everyone's got jokes. Oh, they're so funny. Oh, the Heimlich maneuver. Oh, they're just chokers. Mm-hmm. You put us through that. You. And now we have to live
choke.
with it.
Like, we have to live with it. Like,
they did. They 100%
I can't
choked.
be like, oh, they didn't choke. It's like, yeah, we choked. Like, yup, I'll eat it. I got no response to that other than like, yeah, you feel better now? You made fun of me. Cool. I'm broken. Thank you. It's great. It's just what I needed. I didn't know that my friggin' team choked. So thank you for reminding me, for a laugh. I really appreciate it. Yes.
I cannot believe that happened. Of all things that have happened sports-wise in my entire life, you know, things that I expected, things that I didn't expect. That baseball team losing 2 straight at home to the freaking Diamondbacks is something that I don't think I ever saw coming.
I mean, you were speechless there. You didn't know what to say. You could
I never.
what do I say here?
It wasn't even something I could possibly compute. There was no way that team was losing 2 straight at home. And the fact that we're not getting ready for a game 4 tonight, the fact that I hate watching this World Series. Like I hate it.
Watching it? I skipped. I haven't done it.
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it because I need to.
You texted me during game 1. I was like, nope, not doing it. And I even followed game 1 as it was happening. I knew how amazing it was. I saw the Seager homer, and I'm like, no, I'm not turning it on. I could have turned it on. I wasn't watching anything. And I was like, no, screw that. Like, I'm out. I'm fully out on this. This will be the first World Series in my life. I'm 1,000 years old, Jack, as you love to point out, that at least since I remember, like I have 3, 4, whatever, since the 1987 World Series, which is the first, and I remember 86 a little bit, but like 87, I really remember watching the Twins. Like, I remember that World Series. I remember 88, like vividly with Hershiser and the whole thing, Gibson. Like, since then, I have never fully missed a World Series. Like, I've not watched most, like there are a lot where I don't watch all the game, but like I've watched innings. I've watched pitches. In a lot of cases, full games. In some cases, in many cases, all of the world. This will be the first year in my life, Jack, that I will not watch one freaking minute. I will not watch one freaking pitch of the World Series. I'm just not going to do it. Like, I'm not. For first time in my life, I can't do it. I'm out.
So, believe me, buddy, I wish I had your strength. I really did. I for maybe the first time in my life, I looked to my elders for wisdom, and and I think that's you. I have to, like, I have to watch it. I have to beat myself up inside.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm one of those people that when things get bad, I need them to get worse. And I need to feel it. Like Evan Longoria struck out. Oh, of course he did, because he sucks, and I can't believe he does anything. Oh, Corbin Carroll struck out in the 8th. That's awesome. That's great. That's so cute. Oh, you gave Christian Walker a standing ovation. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, Ketel Marte. Oh, he's still great. Awesome. Oh, you mean to tell me Zach Gallen went 5 and was great? Oh, Merrill Kelly dominated great. Oh, Brandon Pfaadt allowed a home run to Corey Seager? Can't relate. I hate it. I hate this World Series more than anything I've experienced. We should be there. We should be doing, like, we should be 15 minutes into Game 4 right now. I don't know how the game would go. I don't know how the series would go. Getting back to the World Series is at least a success. This isn't a success. This is.
Oh, it's a massive failure. I mean, it's not just that they didn't get back. Like, it's how they didn't get back. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, everything was lined up. That was something I was talking to Len about tonight. He's like, I can't figure it out. He's like, it was all in front of them. He's like, it was laid out. He's like, it couldn't. They beat the Braves. They had the Diamondbacks. They were up 2-0. They were up 3-2. Like, how did this happen? How? And I feel like it's hard to, like, move past it, because it's hard to actually process that it really happened.
Yes, correct.
It feels like it couldn't have happened.
Correct. There's no better way to explain it than, again, and maybe we should have Len co-host
Len
with us.
He'd love it. Yeah.
I was alive for 02. I was alive for Rondé Barber. I was alive for most of the heartbreaking moments people bring up. I was not alive for 93. I was not alive for Joe Carter. It's just right at the top. I mean, it's 100% right at the top. It was that. It's that bad, and it's that embarrassing, and it's then
disappointing.
You start thinking about the moments, right? And you start thinking about, like, the frick are you bringing Craig Kimbrell in again for? Like, why would you do that?
Why?
You start thinking about, like, I don't know. Well, I think Kimbrell, if you're looking at, like, 10 years from now, you know, and the thing that people are going to be the most mad at, I think Kimbrell's...
It's Kimbrell.
Number one, because Rob Thompson will have a World Series title by then.
It's Kimbrell. Like what you did there.
I can't, like, this is going to sound, I know this is going to sound like snobby and whatever. I physically cannot dumb myself down enough to, like, be super mad at Rob Thompson. Like, you're smart enough. Our listeners are smart enough. We don't have to dumb ourselves down and be like,
well, I mean, he made a mistake.
But
He made a mistake. A really good manager who... The dude has been to the World Series and the NLCS in his 2 years as manager. Like, yeah, he can keep managing my team. That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Like, if his main problem is that he's loyal to guys,
I think he learned from it too. Like the way he talked afterwards, like, it really sounded like he was like, I screwed up. You know, like, that was
totally agree.
Like, he was very blunt about it, and he was basically like, yeah, like, you know, certain decisions I made, if I were there again, like, I probably wouldn't make that decision. Like, he was very blunt.
Like, for example, when we are in the NLCS next year, like, he's not, if the 4-hitter is struggling the way that they are, I would be shocked if he keeps them there. Like, I think that's the main thing he learned, is that I can't keep riding the same lineup out there and expecting it to change. And I think, like, that was just the way he talked to the post-game press conference, or not post-game, but at the press conferences last week, the season-ending press conferences, like that felt like the main takeaway. Yeah, it's just, you know, I think that as you look past the series and then look back and look at the main headlines from it, like, I think the Kimbrell thing will be number one as we go along. But the thing that I actually get more mad about, like, Kimbrell makes me really mad. And I mean, you and I had maybe our like biggest shouting match in the history of the podcast about that. But the thing that is going to keep me up for the rest of my life until this team wins the championship is the Castellanos at bat with first and third and one out. Like I don't know how that happens. Like I mean I know how it happens, but that like you are the experienced vet in that situation. I mean, put the ball in the air. Like people are so mad about Johan Rojas.
Everyone's so mad about Rojas, and it's like Turner and Castellanos killed him way more than Rojas did. I mean, let's be honest.
And it was the fourth inning. Like it was the fourth inning, and it's with 2 outs. I mean, sure, you pull it. Like so, if you wanted to break it down, I mean, you pull him for Cave. Cave comes in. He brings in the lefty Manaply.
Well, I think in that spot, you just pull him for Pache and just assume, like, don't give up your hitter for their pitcher, in my mind. You know
whatever.
What
I mean,
yes, you're right. He would have had to burn a guy. So I would just jump that step and say, are you going to bring the righty in? I'll just, you're going to bring a lefty in, then I'll bring a right, and you're going to make the move. So you'll bring a righty in, then let's just skip that step, and I'll go straight to Pache,
Right, because Pache is 2020's Tony Gwynn.
I'm with you, dude. Again, like I'm just saying.
I know.
What I would have done in that spot if I were him. Because look, I'm with your overall point. I think there's so much anger about the Rojas thing when there are like 6 different things that you can point to that were way, 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 way more impactful on the series and on losing it. But I do think you should have been pinch hit for Ross in that spot. Like I think that while I'm with you, that is way down on the list. I do think it was a mistake, And in the moment, I didn't. I said I would leave Rojas in that spot in the moment. I think I was wrong.
Well, and especially because he pulled him later.
Well, that's the point. You're going to pull him 2 innings later with 2 innings. Like, if you're going to pull him then, like, what are we doing?
Yep.
And pulling him got the walk to Pache, got them their, like, best scoring chance left of the game or whatever it was, That game sucked.
I don't like...
I almost cursed. I just went... I bleeping hate that game.
I really don't like reliving it. Like
I don't want to either.
I don't want to. I know this first 20 minutes is going to be like tough to get. I just for
this
me
pod, it is what it is. Like,
well, no, but like at the same. So if you're looking inside, Jack's brain, which is not the best place to go into.
Don't do it.
So for me personally, I don't want to do this on the radio because I don't think people know what I'm like. I don't think people care as much on the radio. I don't want to talk about this with my co-hosts on the radio. I would much rather talk about this in like a.
It's a trust tree thing.
It's just a like I need to talk about this in a place where I can just let it
and safe, and yeah, it's a trust tree. This is our trust tree. Yeah,
I can just let it all out because if I let it all out on the radio, it's like, well, you're making excuses. It's like I'm not making excuses. It's just I can formulate different thoughts at the same time, and the big thought is whether you want to talk about Rojas, whether you want to talk about I don't care. Okay, I don't care. They folded in games 6 and 7 at home. I will never until they win a championship, until Bryce Harper is going down Broad Street, until this core is walking and parading down Broad Street, I will never ever 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 be able to accept that they blew a game 6 and 7 at home against the GD Diamondbacks. Like I will never ever accept that. And I've just spent the last week essentially not talking about that. Like I refuse to let that be spoken into existence.
Yeah, look, I mean it's to your point before, I'm older than you. I don't think it's the worst loss. Like if you just take a game, like I don't think the game itself is the worst loss. Like I think the way the Eagles lost the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl, because the field and the flag and all that BS or whatever, like was a worse loss. This is the saddest I've been at the end of a season this is the most hard it is for me to believe that it ended the way it did. Like, and I said it throughout the run, and I'm not going to change it just because they broke our hearts and they choked. Like, this is the Philadelphia sports team I love most in my life ever. Like, that doesn't change just because they freaking blew it. Like, it doesn't change the love affair that we had with them, that I had with them, that I felt like I was connected to this team more than I've ever been connected to any other sports team in the history of this city. And I thought it was going to be the best Philadelphia sports story of my life. And it isn't anymore. Like, that part's over. Like, the 2017 Eagles, they still are. Like, the way that I won it, like, that's the best sports story. Them in the 08, they battle it out, but like the way they won it, and it's probably the best sports story. Like, this was going to be that. And I'm crushed because it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to win a championship. It was like, oh, like, this is a all-time magical thing that's happened this year. Like a lifetime, like a once in a lifetime type of season that it felt like we were having. And I just think that's why it's like the most sad and the most disappointed I've ever been at the end of a season. I don't think it's the worst loss, but I think it's the most sad and most disappointed I've ever been. Which I guess in a lot of ways is the worst.
No, this isn't.
Let's be honest. It's the most
no, this isn't helping at all. No, this is not helping at all.
You're real helpful with your, like, I don't want to talk about it. I hate everyone. So, I don't think
I love everyone.
Helping anyone here.
I'm not looking to help a soul at all. I need this podcast to help my soul.
Yeah.
Because essentially, again, like, I've been putting on clown face for the last week. I think here's what makes it that much worse for God, this is no, we're not. Well, we're kind of hitting the nail on the head, but we're not. We're trying to move on. I guess we need like one full on sad bod to like.
Oh yeah, this is the one,
to effectively move on. But like,
I'm not ready to move on. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm still crushed by it. Like, I watched the Eagles win on Sunday, and it was like, cool, okay. Like, that's what you led the pod with more Eagles love than I feel right now, and I'm usually the one being like, go Birds. Like, I just don't feel it. Like, I don't feel anything emotionally for sports right now. That was as lame, and like, for me, as lame I've felt watching an Eagles game as long as I can remember, because I was just like, I gave all my emotion and all my heart and soul to this thing, and I put myself so fully in it, both from a hope and dreams perspective, but also from a like day-to-day perspective. Like, it was our lives. We would wake up and we were like, all right, like, we're doing Phillies from the time we get up until like 1 a.m, and then I'm getting up 90 minutes later, and then like, so it's this whole thing where it's just like, I feel spent. Like, I feel emotionally spent. I feel like I gave all I had to give, and now I just need a little time to like ramp up emotionally again and like feel like I can love again, but like, I still don't feel it. Like, I feel beat down still, man. And you know me, I'm like an optimistic, I am always looking to be happy. I am always looking for a smile. And I've been down, man. I'm with you.
Well, as much as I love to hear that, which I really do, there's a part of me that likes to hear the pain, because like, well, it's not that I'm not thinking of you. It's just that we're going through this together, and that's why like, I think that's why I'm so glad. While the numbers were great. Yeah. During the run, and they were great during the run.
Thank you.
I want our people back. You know what I mean? And like, I want us back. Because this is high hopes. Well, I don't even know. Like, I really don't know if this is even high hopes, because this is like real expectations of World Series and like not reaching it, which is not exactly, high hopes.
No, high hopes is like, we really want to make the playoffs. We're going to win 80 games. It's going to be fun along the way, though, somehow.
It's going to be great. But like, I I need to hear the pain to truly move on. Because, again, I've been masking it. I've been masking it with a lot. Like I've masked it with Eagle stuff. Do I want the Eagles to be good? Of course I want the Eagles to be good. Because I honestly do believe, James, and this is just, I'm laying myself, as your host would say,
laying yourself bare.
I'm laying myself bare. But like my pre-Super Bowl Eagles anxiety is back from the standpoint of like I need them to win a Super Bowl. Good. So like we can stop with this like being close but not getting it done, because being close is what we asked for a while. The Eagles, like Phillies being close, great. Eagles being close, great. This is so fun. Like our teams are good. The teams are the talk of the national media and whatever. But like I need to feel it again. I need to feel a championship again. Yeah. The Phillies did not get it done. They totally did not get it done. It's in a way, I guess it's good to be back. But I can't. But I just they were right. Freaking like, how did you do that? My main feeling after they lost is like, why did you do that to me? Mm-hmm. Like, whoa, I can't compute that in my own brain of how you let that happen, against that team. And like, to make matters worse, I mean, Alec Thomas talking about how like they were supposed to bunt. It's like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Because that's not making any matters any better. So full disclosure, I need the Eagles to win.
Yeah, this is something else, buddy. Hey, look, the Eagles they're freaking winners, man. So at least you got that going for you. They just show up and win. It's very impressive.
Well, they don't play anyone, but yeah, so they do show up and win.
Hey, yes. They beat the Dolphins pretty good a couple weeks ago.
Well, don't make me start doing. Don't let me. If you want me to start convincing myself against it, keep talking. If you would just rather move on,
let's move on. Let's leave this. This is a beautiful moment. Why don't we just embrace this beautiful
because
moment?
You really want me to start doing it. I'm fully equipped to do it.
I know you are. You're just ready to dive.
Just let me.
Yeah, just let you have your thing that you're doing. Whatever you're trying to do here, I appreciate it, and I'm gonna let it lie and just, yeah. I mean, like I don't, I just don't know what to say about the Phillies to make people feel better.
Nothing. I don't. There's no one. This podcast is not aimed to make anyone feel better. I would just want that to be. No.
So, I do have a little thing that an attempt to make you feel better. Is now the time for it? Like, how far from take? I was going to do it right before the take bag. Do you have like a big take bag, a small take bag, no take bag?
No, I'm more. So my take bag is like one incredibly sicko thing.
Okay.
And then more off-season looking ahead stuff.
Okay. So are we done wallowing is the question? Like, if it's 33 minutes a good amount of wallowing, you think? Or do you think we need to wallow more?
I don't want to. I would like to not wallow anymore.
Okay. All right. Then let's do this. Ready for this, Jack?
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to hate this or love this. This could fully go like, what the hell are you doing? Or you could be like, all right, I appreciate you as a friend and what you're doing. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
The top 5 reasons that we as Phillies fans should be happy.
Dude, I hate you. No, I do hate you. I'll let you continue, but this is the most mad I've ever been at you in this entire podcast. And I've sat through tired Seltzer. No, it's the worst thing you've ever done to me, personally, yes. It's not even close. This is the worst day of my life, frankly. I would have taken it. Yeah, no. This is worse than Game 7. But please continue.
Should I just not do it?
No, you should do it. This is great. No, I love this so much. This is making me feel so much better already.
Okay, good. Number 5. Winning culture, buddy.
Shut
culture.
Up.
All we've asked for is for this team to have a winning culture.
Really? What happened in Game 6 and 7?
Yeah, well, that's beside the point. We got playoff guys. We got playoff experience.
Awesome.
All right. Number 4, a double youth movement. Okay.
Okay.
We got young players to be excited about. Stott, Bohm, Marsh, all these guys, like, moving forward, I think Bohm will be better next postseason. I think Stott will be even better, and he got together at the end. And Marsh was like the guy who wanted up pretty much in a big spot of anybody. Like, we're heading in the right direction there. But even more important, Jack, kids falling in love with the Come on, man. Like, kids, because of this run the last years, they're kids or Phillies fans again. Like, Phillies, like, there's love by kids for the Phillies, Jack. Come on. It's a decade without that.
Yeah, well, they do love them, but think about it this way: the kids that are old enough to remember 2023 are also going to be old enough to talk about it like it was their 1964.
Yeah, that's true.
So
this is good. You're spinning this. You're not letting that. It's good.
Just like I always do, spinning things negatively, and it did kill my soul that there was not one Phillies costume tonight on my.
It's tough because
if they're in the World Series.
Do you know what I mean? Like Garrett Stubbs with the beer thing on that. Like we would have seen it.
It's a great costume.
It's a perfect costume. It's such a perfect idea. All right, number 3. I don't think you can spin this to a negative. Bryce Harper, come on.
Wow, he was at the Flyers game last night instead of Game 3 of the World Series.
I will say honestly, the saddest thing that anyone involved with the Philadelphia Phillies, from Dombrowski on down, all the people who've talked about it, the single saddest thing that I've heard anyone say was when Bryce said, "I feel like I let the city of Philadelphia down," because like they did, him not as much. Like, let's not, he won at bat, 2 at bats, whatever. But like they did let this, and that sucks. It sucks, and it sucks because I know that he truly feels that. Like, he feels that, and that freaking sucks because he should be a freaking champion already. I'm not making myself feel better. All right, number 2. This one you can't argue with either. John Middleton and Dave Dombrowski. Okay, yeah. Like, if we want to point to one thing organizationally and say, you know what, like, it's going to be okay. We got an owner who has opened up the checkbook and has done every single thing possible to try and win, and has talked about winning in a way that I wish every owner would talk. Like, I don't know if people saw Trevor May ripping John Fisher, the A's owner. If you haven't, you should listen to it. It's on point. But it's like listen to what he says about that guy, and then be like, imagine having that guy as an owner. We got a dude who's freaking spending money, who cares desperately about winning, and I do believe like he'll do what it takes this offseason. Like, he is in. And then Dombrowski, having that dude run the ship, like we've said it enough during the run, but the winning culture on both sides of things, the front office, the players, the whole thing. We got Dombrowski. I feel like that's a win. A little bit, nothing.
No, totally. I think
such a lukewarm. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It's good.
It does. Well, it matters. I mean, I think we'd be more down. I think we'd be more down if we felt like this was the ending of our window. It's not. I mean, the window is still opening, and they're only going to get better from this point forward. It's just that we lost game 6 and 7 at home and could not win one of those games to get to the World Series. Thank you.
This is the number one reason this will make you feel better. I tried to make you feel better with the top 5. It did not hit. All right, last thing. The fans. Multiple levels to this. Multiple levels. First and foremost.
With Thirsty Seltzer, yeah.
First and foremost. The Hives community. But seriously, like, come on. Like you said, you need this pod to make you feel better, to get to vent. The only trust tree you got. That's because we've got this thing with all these amazing people. We got to see so many at the games, and that was, when I think back on this run, the number one thing that will be the coolest thing to me was all the people we met, all the people we got to see. So many people who love the pod. Honestly, like, more people told us that they love the pod than the numbers say are listening. So I don't even know how that's possible. It seemed like so many people came up to us and said, hey, but Jack, there's a double part of this. So not just the fans in and of itself. And for High Hopes, let's be honest, losing, that's our wheelhouse. This is what we know how to do. But also the narrative change about us as Phillies fans. Like, things are changing. We are now the cool playoff stadium. We're the ovations. Everyone's copying us. Jack, you're a freaking trendsetter. Everyone's the narrative changed. Next year we come in, we're like the good fans. We're baseball heaven. How about it, Jack? Feel better?
No, I don't at all. Like I don't. I can't believe they lost game 6 and 7 at home in front of those fans. I will say. And yeah, like, dude, I like meeting the amount of people that we did, the amount of people that cared about the podcast. Like that's like why we do this. You speaking for both of us. Like this is my favorite thing in the entire world to do. Like I know. I know the first 40 minutes of this podcast have been incredibly negative. But I think the only way you'd view it as super negative is that you didn't like care about the community. Because like we care, you care. I was very, very excited to record this podcast tonight, and I do love being here. It's just having to talk my way through it again. Because again, you let everything out. You very open. Me reserved. Do not like talking about how I'm feeling at any time, and I consistently just put on a face of happy. Like I love the community, and I hate that it ended. I really do. Like I was very tired. I was very worn down. I was very, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
But it beats not having people that care about what we say about the Phillies. And I've just felt something missing for the last week.
Me too.
And it is nothing is really connected on the same kind of level as to what the Phillies did. So cute attempt at a top five. It mostly worked. I think the fans were incredible. I just hope that, and my biggest fear off of what you just said with the fans is that next year is completely different because we talked about this leading into Game 7. I mean, this is one of those losses that changes the narrative of the team too, where it becomes more like, well, now it's a World Series or bust. And that's well, on one hand, it's like, yeah, the expectations are great and wanting and like expecting your team to make the World Series is great, but like it just creates such a annoying conversation about if they don't, to where it's just like, and when you explain it away saying it's baseball, no one wants to hear it. So next year, heading into spring training, heading into the regular season, heading into the playoffs, it's all going to be World Series or bust. And that's what was created by losing games 6 and 7 at home to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with that, and it's a shame. But win the World Series, guys.
No pressure.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Win the World Series, and it could all be beautiful again. But yeah, look, I do think that once we're getting close to spring training next year, look, we'll be excited talking baseball. We always are, but I do think that once they're back and we're watching them again, and there'll be new additions and there'll be different personalities here and there and stuff that we will be able to kind of fall back into that baseball rhythm. We've done this, as painful as this is, and to the point we made where I think probably the most painful Phillies loss of my life, certainly the most painful Phillies loss of my life. I mean, that and 12-year-old James crying when Joe Carter hit that home run, like those are the two. And I was 12, so it's like a different kind of sadness. This is like I'm intellectual and old enough to understand what was ripped away from me and how painful, So it's the worst. I mean, look, our guy Len's 72, 73 years old, and he said the worst of his life, and he's like a massive Phillies fan. So, I the point being that while this one is tough, like, this is what we do as Phillies fans. We knock ourselves, we get knocked down, we dust ourselves off, and we get back and we go back and we, put on our clown makeup and we go back at it. So I do think we'll get back at it, but yeah, it definitely, it's a shame. I think to your point, the shame of it is that, this love affair thing that we felt this year, it's just going to have a different tone next year because they choked and they broke everyone's hearts. And, That's the thing of where it's like, you open yourself up to love and you fall in love. It hurts that much more when that love ends. Whenever you get broken up with or whatever happens, it hurts much more. And because we loved them so much, because this season was that thing, like when they choked and blew it at the worst possible time, like it ends up being that much more painful.
Yes.
Wisdom, buddy.
Very wise. Very wise.
What I do.
Very wise.
All right. Take back.
Take back. You shouted out Len, which is important. I did want to shout out Roger Shank from Lancaster.
Love it.
It was one of our older listeners. I met, I believe, his grandson or son before, I believe, Game 6. Mm-hmm. So in the massive negativity that followed Game 6 and 7, I did not want to bring that up, but I figured now is positive the right time.
It's been a freaking ball of laughs. Let's talk about Roger. Hey, Roger.
Roger, I just want to say shout out to you. All right. You asked me how I'm doing, right? You asked me how everything's going. A lot of people have asked me how I'm doing. And if I could paint a picture for you as to how I'm doing, I think the best way to explain it to you is that in the last 2 nights, I have woken up in the middle of a nightmare in which the Phillies were losing Game 7.
Oh, God. Geez.
Like, I promise you not. I had one the other night where I was at a wedding. And Nola had a 6-1 lead in Game 7.
Wow, you are a mess. You are a mess. Oh, my God.
I am not kidding at all. Like, Nola blew a 6-1 lead in my dream / nightmare. And all of a sudden I checked my phone after the ceremony was over and it was 7-6. And then I couldn't, because a lot of my dreams, I don't know if you're like this, like I don't know if you have dreams.
I don't remember my dreams.
Okay, so every one of my dreams that I remember is ones where I can't like fix the problem. Like I get, like I know this works, but it doesn't work at that time. Mm-hmm. That's every one of my dreams.
I'm sure some psychiatrist is listening right now and being like, well, Jack, I know exactly what that means.
Well, I blame the radio and WIB because I'm pretty sure that producing the Phillies games on the radio was the main reason why. But it's been 2 straight nights of nightmares about a Game 7 and things going wrong. So I thought I thought I was moving past it, but guess the old brain's not ready yet.
Yeah, so. I guess it's getting worse. Now you're dreaming about it.
No, It's getting 100% worse. No, it's getting way worse because the night of I was like, yeah, it stinks. Day after I was like, yeah, it stinks. This last week's just been like, I think what makes it 10 times worse is the frauds that don't give a crap about the team or like getting their jokes off.
This is good. I like this.
And they're able to like, they're chokers and like again to gatekeep the gatekeepers. I only want to hear from people who I know care about the Phillies on what they think about what happened.
You know what? Right now's the time for gatekeeping, Jack. You can hop on board for the run. Everyone's welcome. But like when the pain sets in, shut the bleep up. All right? We don't want to hear what you have to say. What we have to say matters. What you have to say doesn't. I'm sorry. Like if you weren't there for like, what's the number? Like 140, 130, something like that. Like you had to be there for a large portion of this season invested for me to really care how you feel right now.
Well, I just want everyone to leave me alone.
I think that's the real takeaway. Yes.
Real takeaway. Yes. Leave me alone. Leave
him alone. God.
Did you see Jim Bowden's Aaron Nola contract expectation?
Oh God, what was it?
It was 5/125.
There's no way it's that cheap.
There's his agent should be fired. His agent should be 100% fired.
He's the most reliable pitcher who's hit the market in years. Like
I
all
would be
this guy does is go out and
surprised.
eat up innings.
I would be surprised if he got less than 160.
I was gonna say 150. Like my floor for him, anything under 150, I'll be absolutely shocked.
Yeah, I think that's a totally. But if it is, then the Phillies should 100% sign him. I mean, no doubt about it.
Without a doubt. Yeah, immediately.
Without a doubt.
Real quick, before you move on, can we just give I hate to give Matt Contact any credit for anything, but the freaking 4-year deal they signed buying out those, like, was a great deal for Nola. Like, I know it only bought a couple arbitration years out, but what was it, 15, 16, or whatever? Like, deal was great. It's a really good signing the last 4 years of Nola. Really good.
Well, and I'm really curious to see what they plan to do if they don't re-sign Nola. I mean, like listening to Dombrowski,
they're going to do something. They're going to do something.
They're going to have a plan B. Like, I am not. Like, I know people will be concerned. Oh, well, they'll let Nola walk, and then what happens? I would be floored if there's not like another like real number 2 here if they don't re-sign Nola. But I wonder what that looks like. I wonder who that player is.
Yeah, I don't think it's Blake Snell, who's like the only free agent you would. I mean, Yamamoto, I don't know how much they like him. I do think, he looks nasty and all that, but who knows? Or it's a trade. But I think the clear thing is Dombrowski made it. I think he made it very clear. He's like, either Aaron Nola will be here or a similar level pitcher will be here. And it is funny because you listen to Dombrowski talk and the whole thing with like, oh, he loves stars. He really does talk in those terms. I think he said the word star like 15 times. Like he's always like, well, he's a star. Oh, you gotta have stars. Oh, we got a lot of stars on this team. Like it is funny. He really does look at it that way. So yeah, he's gonna go get a what he views as like a quote unquote star pitcher, like without a doubt.
And how many stars do the Diamondbacks have?
Did you have to? Yes,
I did because I heard that a lot. And by the way, real last thing on the Diamondbacks.
Oh God.
Like, we don't need to build the Diamondbacks, okay? Like, gap to gap, stealing bases.
This is the flukiest season. I know everyone's like, oh, copycat, whatever. This is the flukiest. Both of these teams were the 2 of the 3 worst teams in baseball 2 years ago. Like, good for them. Like,
well, the Rangers more good for the Rangers.
And the Rangers are talented. The Rangers are,
at least they bought some players.
They bought players. Either way, like, neither of these teams are teams to build. They're teams that have gone on runs. I mean, the Rangers might have the worst bullpen in the history of playoff baseball, or like a winning playoff baseball team. I mean, Leclerc like lost his job halfway through the season. He's closed out every freaking playoff game. Point is do not say let's be the Rangers, let's be the Diamondbacks. It's a weird year. All right.
Good coping.
Thank you.
But in thinking about the possible Nola, you're right. I mean,
water went down the wrong pipe. I'm good.
I'd probably just re-sign Nola, but like the Burns trade is 100% going to be on the table, I think. And then I'm becoming more intrigued. Although you know me, I've long thought he's on fraud watch. Tyler Glasnow is sitting right now, right there.
Well, he had that quote during the playoffs of being
whoa,
look at Philly. That's pretty cool.
I know. And he's so enticing.
It would be nice to have Robert J. Oppenheimer here pitching for the team.
Dude, it's wild how much he looks like
him. And Killian Murphy look exactly the same. It is like, I've known, obviously, a movie guy, Killian Murphy, for a while. The first time I saw Tyler Glasnow, I was like, whoa. That dude's like Killian Murphy. That's crazy. He looks exactly like him. And now Oppenheimer's huge. And it's like, oh, look at that. He is. It's eerie.
Yeah. I guess my main reason why I wouldn't want to trade for him is like, I can't have movie James activated at all.
Oh, yeah. It's a good point. It's a disaster for you.
Yeah. It's just, I so don't care at all. Like zero at all about movies. And it will physically pain me to sit through every conversation that we have.
Here's why I'm going to have a much more rational reason. He's hurt all the time. Like, I can't do it. I can't go from Aaron Nola, who, say what you want about him, will literally pitch every fifth day, every single start, every single time during the year, to a guy. It's like, wow, he looked good for 3 starts, and now he's out for 6 weeks. Oh, he's back for 4 starts. He's out for 2 weeks. Like, can't do it.
Yeah, I guess very good. The main thing here is that have no fear. Dombrowski's going to get someone here, even if Nola leaves. If Nola leaves, yeah, it would be a shame. But I would be, again, like, this is a World Series window. They all know it's a World Series window. Even if it costs prospects, they will get a legitimate number 2 starter in here. It will not be Ranger. So I guess we need to get that out of the way now, James, because we're going to deal with a lot of question marks about, he knows. He's got it.
I like how many times you've impersonated fans, like randomly. We've done a lot of like, ooh. It's been good. Even on your game with that today.
Because they make me so mad. Their chase rates in the last.
Do we have to?
Like 58% for the right-handed hitters.
Yeah, it's great.
It's sick.
It looked like 100 as far as.
They chased every pitch, every single pitch. Yeah, 100%. I can't. I might need to unfollow and block them just to get it out of the way. Don't want to do the Taiwan Walker Twitter experience for the offseason. Just no.
He's working out. Did you know?
Great, awesome. I'm glad he's liking tweets about the manager when you were at the emptiest 15 wins of my entire life.
It's like, bro, honestly, I'm not gonna curse. I almost said go bleep yourself, but that's what I was thinking. Go bleep yourself. Like, you're a fine pitcher. Honestly, for the money, like, it's annoying baseball nerd stuff, but like, he was fine. Like, he probably, what he gave them was probably worth what they paid him, even though you wouldn't think it. Like, maybe a little less. But like, you were clearly not one of the 4 best starters. Like, anyone with eyes knew you weren't one of the 4 best starters. And like, hey, guess what? If you want to pitch in the postseason, learn how to warm up in 5 minutes instead of in an hour. All right, that's it. Learn how to be like, if they need you in the 7th inning, guess what? You can be ready in 5 minutes to pitch in the 7th inning. You need an hour to warm up or whatever. Sorry, dude. Like, you weren't one of the 4 best starters. Like, you should be thankful you were on the freaking roster, much less whining about it. Like, be better. Be better. That's my – and look, I have no problem with a competitor being angry about not getting a chance to perform or whatever. I love that. Like, be pissed about it. Like, don't do it that way, pal. Like, go in and work your butt off and whatever and be better. Don't freaking make it a public thing like a little loser. Like, that really – not a fan. Not a fan, Taiwan. Be better.
Do you want me to tell you the score of the Rangers Diamondbacks game in the 3rd inning tonight?
I'm not paying attention.
Do you want to know the score?
Well, now that you told me, sure. Go ahead.
It's 10-0 Rangers in the 3rd. in a bullpen game. I just would like that to be pointed out.
Wouldn't that be nice? So the Rangers up 2-1 in Arizona. Chance to put your freaking foot on their throats. Boom. Fucking, I wish we were Rangers fans. Sorry. Can you believe we're here saying I wish we were Rangers fans? Like, how? No one in the history of baseball has said, I wish I were a Rangers fan.
No. On a positive note, I want to lay this out there. If Nick Foles can come back and help the Eagles win a Super Bowl,
I like this.
If Robert Covington can come back and help put the Sixers over the top.
Oh, is that what's going to happen with the Sixers? Everyone listen to Clap Your Hands pod. Check it out.
Yes.
You sound like your co-host. Oh, they're going to win.
Then if you can get Rocco back and you can get Foles back, I need Hector Neris back.
Oh,
I like if there's ever anyone.
We'd be World Series champs if we had Hector. If we had just given Hector 2 years, $10 million, like the Astros gave him instead of signing Craig for 1 year, 10, we'd be.
Familia. I mean, it was Familia, but
I know that was last year, and then Craig. I know. It was $10 million. It was $10 million.
Well, I'm just making sure that we have all our facts covered here.
Yeah.
Yes,
we'd have a World Series title with Hector.
With Hector, yes. Yeah. Bring back if we can bring back our goats of bad teams and help them win championships. I just want to bring back Hector.
Hector's good. Like, I watched far too many Astros games this year than I probably should have. Hector's good. Like, that dude gets outs. Fully in on Hector still.
Always. And speaking of what you just brought up, and I'm glad that you brought it up. That's why you're a total pro and why I respect you as a man. I would like to address clap your hands.
Okay, good. I was going to wait till the very end to bring it up, but I saw an opportunity, so I threw it in there. Good.
So I would like to address clap your hands.
Yeah.
So I finally feel a little bit free in being able to admit that I love basketball.
Oh, wow. Look at you. Oh, yeah, I'm happy for you. It's a big
And I watch a lot of basketball, and I care a lot about basketball. So Elliot and I have made it our goal to save the Sixers.
Oh, good. I love that you're starting with a bit. That's great. It's just very.
I started again. Life's a bit. So I feel like Elliot's so caught off guard a bit by the bits.
You think so? Yeah.
Most things are all bit related. So if you want, like, I promise you that if you're listening to Clap Your Hands, it doesn't mean that I don't love the Phillies, because there's nothing.
I don't think you need to do this. I think people know you still love the Phillies. It's okay.
Well, there's nothing in my life that brings me more love and happiness and also torture than the Phillies. Mm-hmm. Nothing will ever replace that. I just really like basketball, and I really want to talk about basketball. And
I love that you feel like you have to explain to people, like, "Hey guys."
Well, because every time I post it, it's like, "Well, what about High Hopes?" and like, "What about the Phillies?" It's like, "Yeah, well, I can do both."
Yeah, I do two pods. It's all good, guys.
But everyone knows that you don't care about the Eagles, and they're fraudulent, and they have a noodle-armed quarterback. Like, everyone's under the same. Everyone's under the same kind of
the 2023 MVP of the league right there. Watch it.
No, we're not talking about that ever again.
Only the Sixers were like the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Sixers are back, by the way. Big day.
Oh, God. Am I gonna have to fight you and Elliot for the Sixers now?
Well, I think I talk about them in a more rational,
reasonable way. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
So does everybody, to be fair.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want like pretty good Sixers, like, I'm not gonna say like they're not like.
If you want like kind of okay Sixers talk, check us out. I think it's okay.
I'll put it this way: if you're looking for like 3-2 zone breakdown usage and like PR and UCLA cuts, we're not the podcast. Like, strictly big. We are big picture people. No minutia at all. Zero. Yeah, like on this podcast,
I'm here for the breakdowns. You know, we'll talk about pitching and exactly.
By the way, speaking of pitching breakdowns, if you want to see what like peak Fritz look like on the mound,
oh yeah, sure.
Watch Merrill Kelly. I mean, that's why I was so afraid of him. Because I know what I was like in the postseason, never lost. And I was like, see, that's what we can't have is losing to me, essentially, in the postseason. Great. And he wore 29, which makes it even worse, because that's what ruined my college career, was wearing 29 and Keystone Light. So
more 29 than the Keystone Light, though.
Yeah, than drinking beer. Yeah. So I'm glad that I got the clap your hand stuff off my chest.
I'm happy if you felt like you needed to. I'm happy you did. Everyone just listen to the pod. It's Jack.
It's just like it. I don't think people realize how much I watch a sicko amount of basketball.
Mm-hmm. You do. I know you text me about it all the time.
I was watching Magic Lakers until 12:30 last night.
Sounds horrible.
Well, as long as Walker couldn't sleep.
Yeah, and I do that with baseball. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, I got money to make. Anyway, it's
true.
Two final things here.
There's more. Good.
Yeah, there is more. And full disclosure, very dumb of me to wait till an hour and 4 minutes into a podcast that no one's going to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, you've done this whole. This is not you. This is the Phillies.
Okay, I
Like,
was
this
so
whole,
confused. I was
like-
like, oh, I wait an hour and 4 to like rip me. Cool, can't wait. Good.
Like you've signed 1 year closer deals for the last 3 years, like Knebel and Kimbrel and whoever was before that. Like, it's time. Like, invest in a freaking closer, man. Like enough with the 1 year, $10 million deal for a guy who's probably cooked, and then by the playoffs or by the September, it's like, well, we got to have someone else because this guy can't close. Just go get a guy. Like, if it's David Bednar, it's David Bednar. Whatever. Like, or maybe it's Kerkering. Like, maybe it's Kerkering. I know people are down on Kerkering because he had a bad, like, he was a rookie in that spot. He jumped 5 levels.
He's 22 years old. Let's
let the kid develop a little bit before we're like, this kid can't pitch. If you're gonna do the Alvarado thing where you use them all around, that's fine. Just have the set closer. Have a set closer somewhere that for the last 6 outs, if needed, I can turn to that guy, and 90% of the time he's gonna come through. Because that was not Craig Kimbrel.
Yeah,
And
fully agree on this. Like
just you
no
have
argument.
to get it outside of getting a number 2 and getting someone that can really pitch in that spot and whatnot. Get a freaking closer that I can turn to and say, go get me 3 outs to close out a ball game. Because if they had that, I mean, think about the last 2 postseasons. It's Kimber who can't pitch in the postseason, and it's Zach Eflin. Like, are you serious?
It's crazy.
Go get a freaking closer. I'm not saying that you don't have to do the Papelbon contract. I don't care. Trade real assets. Do what you have to do. Invest in the spot because it's cost you 2 straight years. And it's time. Like, if there's ever a time to get a lockdown, freaking, no doubt about it, closer, it's now. And again, full disclosure, it might be Kerkering. I think he has closer mentality. I think he does. But, like, this is so dumb. It's just so dumb that we're still doing this. Get a real freaking closer.
Yeah, I got nothing to add. Fully agree.
Thank
Do
you.
it.
My final thing.
Yes.
My final thing. And this is going to be, I'm actually not sure if you're on board with this.
Ooh.
So I'm putting an official high hopes position on you.
Oh, I love that. Love it. Go for it. I'll either
And I'm mad at myself.
or like not support it, but I'll support it.
This might be the lead of the next podcast.
Oh, wow.
And I don't like that I did it an hour and 7 minutes.
This is a bad job by you.
Horrible. But we're not bros. We're just
Yeah. You may as well just say it now instead of saving it. And so you could stop now and just tease it, but you may as well just say it.
It's time to go trout fishing.
Oh, no, you didn't. No. No, you didn't. Nope.
It's time.
No. Okay. Yeah,
Bring 'em home.
We'll talk about this next pod. This we're teasing the next spot here. We're gonna argue about this because all I will say right now is it is absolutely not time to go fishing. Nope. I'm staying in my house and I'm watching TV. That's what I'm doing.
It's time to go trout fishing. And I'm even going to spell it with a PH for you.
Oh, God, no, you didn't. Because of the band. I appreciate that. Never mind. I take it back. I appreciate that you would shout out fish like that. Thank you. That, you know what? You really, as you said, go birds. You gave me a fish with a PH. It's a weird pod, buddy. It's a weird pod. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah. It's time. It's time to bring the boy home. It's time to bring him home.
Wow, I can't believe you. An hour and 10 minutes into the pod you did. All right, is that it? Are we done? We'll argue about this next time.
Yep.
Oh man, I can't. Trout fishing. Who are you?
We're going trout fishing, buddy.
Okay, we're back. We are fully back. If you're still listening to this pod right now, like,
love you.
Literally love you. Like, actually, not just saying we love you. We actually love you. So thank you. Also, what the hell's wrong with you? Also, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the hour and 10 that just occurred. We'll be back next time.
Well, don't worry. This loss is not going anywhere. Yeah.
Well, next pod, it'll be the same. We'll just talk about trout fishing a little more. Oh my goodness. He's Fritz himself.
It's time.
I got nothing else to say.
It's time.
It is not time.
It's time.
He's
Reel him in.
God, stop. We'll talk to you guys later. This is it. Official.